Hi, it's Terrie from TLC, and I'm popping on for just a couple of quick seconds because we got a hairy foot dog that I wanted to talk to everybody about. It's this big problem for people. They don't know what to do about it, and they go out for their walks, they're out hiking, they're at the dog park, whichever, and when we've got snow on the ground, the snow will ball up in the hair between the toes, and it'll ball up in the pads. Emma has hairy feet. So here, you're gonna get snowballs, and I'll turn her around in a minute. But underneath here, okay, is really, really hairy. And so your dog will stop, lift up their foot, right? Or they'll lay down and they'll refuse to move forward, and owners are holding their dog's paw in their hands, trying to melt the snow with their hands. They're digging out ice balls in their feet. Then they go 3 feet after they get the ice and snow out, and then it just repeats and repeats and repeats. So what do they do? Well, what we do is we're going to trim this off, and then we're going to trim the pads. So I'm going to turn her around and show you how we do it. Emma's not a... That's it. Break the equipment. If it's not bulletproof, it can't go in a grooming shop. We don't always... Emma's not a big fan of having this done, which is typical dog stuff. But I want to show you, so we're just going to endure. Come on, babe. Come on. Okay. So right here, we want this out. So you just get a hold of your groomer and say, can you deal with the feet for me? Her feet are quite swollen because I think Emma's got some allergies going on in there. I think she's licking and chewing on her feet. Easy. She's trying to mule kick me. This tickles a little bit, right? So I'm not going to go in there and gouge all that right out, but I'm just going to take it back. So not so much snow can collect in there, and she'll be a lot more comfortable when she goes out for walks. Okay, easy girl. Okay, see, her foot's a bit red and it's swollen, so I know she's got something going on in there. And I think she's got an allergy. Okay, so I'm not going to go in and gouge that out with my 40 blade and make it even more irritated. I'm just going to make it so that air and light can get at it, and she's not going to collect up so much snowballs. Okay, so there's that. The next thing is, oops, that's it. We're not done yet, because see the slipper, right? She's still going to get snow stuck, caught up in there. And I should have had my scissors ready, but I didn't. Okay, so okay, take off the slipper feet, so we call it. They look like they got slippers or hobbit feet. Okay, so you just trim that back. Boom. It's a little rough. I gotta take my thinning shears over it and make it look a little prettier, but you get the idea. Okay, and it's going to take your dog groomer 10 minutes, 15 minutes to do your dog's feet. Just give them a call and say, hey, I got snow and ice balls. It's driving us crazy. Can you help us out? They're used to it, and they're going to appreciate that you actually think to call them. While you're down there looking at your dog's feet and inspecting them, take a look at their toenails, okay, and see what they look like right there. Her nails need to be cut. Okay, I'm going to take off about that much of her nail. Okay, so we don't want her to have long nails on ice and snow and trying to grip. The next piece that is a problem for people, that freaks them out, is all the salt that's everywhere. Doesn't matter where you go, there is salt everywhere to melt the ice, and it burns and hurts the dog's feet. So if you can think to develop a routine, a daily routine every time you go outside, it helps a lot. because you don't want them licking that salt off, okay? So the $2 dish pan thing at the dollar store, doesn't matter whether it's a bucket or a dish pan. I used it last night to rinse off Walker's muddy boots from work. So these things are invaluable. Before you leave the house to go out on your walk, fill it with some warm water, hot water if you want. Leave it at the back door, leave it in the garage, whatever your situation. Have it ready for you when you get back with a nice big dry towel, okay? So you've gone out for your walk, dip the foot in it, rinse it, right? Dip the foot in it and rinse it, and then dry it off with your towel that you've got waiting. If you develop that routine and you do it every time you go out, and it's only going to take you 5 minutes, you've eliminated that salt stuff. That's a problem. And then the other thing is for the dogs with owners that want to wear booties. I'd love to hear people that do wear booties. What booties are your favorite ones? My cousin messaged me a couple weeks ago and asked me what booties I use. I don't use them, but on my Harley Girl, I used to use the Mutlocks, and they worked fine. But I find that in conversations with people about the booties, they say, oh, they didn't work, they did, you know, they wouldn't keep them on. And I feel in those conversations that quite often people are buying the booties, putting the booties on, and then boom, they're out the door and they're trying to go for a walk. I think that you will set your dog up for success in wearing the booties if you put on one booty and one booty, right? And just hang out at the house. Don't go out. Let them get used to it, right? And then another booty and then another booty. Don't go anywhere. Stay in the house and let them get used to it. And I don't think that people understand that the dog's pad, that's their sensors to say whether the surface is slippery, whether the surface is rough, snow, ice, wet, whatever it is, so they can adjust themselves. The messages that the pads pick up from the surface that they're walking on sends a message to the brain on how they're going to navigate. So when we put the booties on, we've got a layer in between, obviously, right? And it takes them some time to adjust. And I don't think people think about that before they go rushing out the door with these new booties. It's really hilarious watching them walk around and kicking and all that kind of thing. But the booties tend to end up in the cupboard and not get used. So I think somebody's coming in. Give them a chance. So if you've got questions about your dog's feet in snow and ice, booties, that kind of thing, put it in the comments and we'll see it. I'd love to hear what people have used successfully for the booties, and if you've got any questions about taking care of the pads and the slipper feet, let me know and we'll come back around and answer. I gotta get grooming her, and we'll talk to you later. Thanks. Bye.